Hi everyone, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Saturday, the 1st of February 2020. It's a pleasure to be with you today. I am totally obsessed with the Light Seers Tarot at the moment, so I'm using this deck again, and this hasn't happened in a long time. The last time I was obsessed with a deck like this and used it for a whole week straight was with the Wildwood Tarot. So this deck really has something amazing to offer, and I just want to see what the cards have to say for the first day of the second month of February. My sister has her baby due in February, so I'm going to... Oh, I'm so excited. Let's have a look at what this day, Saturday the 1st, is all about. So let's take that card. And then let's take this card. Oh, he looks funky. And then we have him again. Okay. They look very similar. The Knight of Cups. Oh, okay. So we have the Six of Cups, then we have the Devil, and we have the Knight of Cups. This is really interesting because the Six of Cups represents a soulmate relationship, like a relationship for life, really being there for one another and being best of friends. In this deck, we've got a little boy and his dog, and they go through life together. And in this scenario, dogs live as long as people, I suppose, because he's in his, 40s, 50s, 60s, something like that. And the dog is still with him as his soulmate. The Six of Cups is really a connection between two people that is so genuine, it's pure, it's loving, and it's someone you can rely on. Now, the Devil in this deck is represented as a really kind of hot guy, with a tattoo of the devil and that symbol. And they often say about the devil that he appears in this attractive form to fool us, to fool us into handing over something. And then he's got us, and then he controls us. He's like the puppet master, and he's got your soul. And the soul in itself is despairing because it's now fallen into the trap of the devil. So the devil card isn't religious, okay? It simply means that if you choose the physical world over the spiritual world, then you're going to have more issues in your life because you're focusing on the physical things that always stand in your way. So you will see a problem and you'll feel like, my circumstances are controlling me. The only way I can get rid of this problem is to conk him over the head because he's keeping me kind of prisoner here and I need to get out. So the only way to get out of situations sometimes is to make things worse, and then you get yourself in a whole mess. If you look at the spiritual side of who you are and you look at friendships and love, then you're not controlled by the devil as such, in the sense that the real world doesn't control you. You control yourself because you're focused on your soul. That's what you put your power into. And instead of holding your head in your hands and despairing today, you have cut these cords away. You've got your best friend with you, which can be a dog. It can be another human being. It can be your art or your diary that you keep. It's whatever you feel a genuine loving relationship with. It's because you have that certainty that today you run into a situation where you have the choice. You can either despair by the negative outlook that the cards give you, as in your visa application has been denied, you have the right to appeal, but this is the last stop before you're gone. And if you come into a day like that and you get those news and you have friends around you and the news drops, all those friends are going to be, we're on your side, we're not going to let this happen. We will take this to appeal. We will support you financially. And if that doesn't work, then we also, have friends, for instance, who we can call and get this sorted for you. So the one thing I'm telling you today is that if something seems really negative or dreadful, it isn't as dreadful as it seems. Okay? Things aren't the way they seem today. Problems will seem much more important to you than they really are. So the one piece of advice I would give you is ignore your problems today, because you're going to react much more fiercely. You're going to be more excited or angrier or even more determined. It's just an excess today of physical energy. And also the fact that he's half naked, and that we see the body is really a wonderful way of representing him, because the devil is all about the body. It represents the physical world. And this hair, I don't know what that's supposed to be. Oh, you get caught up in his net. You see, his hair is like a spider's web, and you get caught up in it, and that's how he traps souls. And don't let those things fool you. The problems, they're all illusions. And what is real and what you can rely on is your friendships, the love you have in your life already, the relationship you have with your higher self, all of that. So today, you start feeling well, you feel loved, you feel connected. Then something comes along that is a challenge. And the challenge is either I'm going to devote myself to sorting out this problem, or I'm going to ignore it and spend time with my friends. So for instance, sometimes on your computer, something doesn't work, and you can go to the help files and you can work everything out and download new files so that the Windows systems work and stuff like that. Other days, you're like, I can't be bothered to figure this out. You turn the computer off, you go away for a day, you come back the next day, you turn it on, and somehow magically the computer has resolved the problem. Have you ever noticed that or experienced that? I certainly have. So this is one of those days. If there's like a computer issue, or there's some sort of big problem in your life with the lease or some contract, or another person who doesn't like you and has been spreading rumors about you, you don't need to resolve that today. It's going to make you feel like this. And we don't want to feel like this, especially when it doesn't serve us. It doesn't, if we feel like this and it forces us to take action, then great, we can resolve that. But in this case, it's just we're a puppet on a string by these negative circumstances that are making us dance to their tune. And you can ignore that today by focusing, instead of the physical or even sexual attraction, as in, oh my God, he's so hot, I'm so attracted to him. That is something physical, that is something of the planet, and that's something that can represent the web that you get caught up in. So this guy, the Knight of Cups, he is still trying to figure out love. He's not the King of Cups. The King of Cups is the ultimate boyfriend. Look, he's got another sleeve. This deck is very modern. Sleeves, these tattoo sleeves, they only became acceptable socially because of David Beckham. I blame him for that. I'm not a big fan of the sleeves. And it's interesting. I've never been friends with someone who has a sleeve. Anyway, it's a different way of thinking, I suppose. So the Knight of Cups isn't the ideal boyfriend because he doesn't know how to manage love just yet. So he's totally overboard. So he's in love with someone and he brings them flowers and does a picnic and he's like Prince Charming on the horse. But the Knight of Cups isn't reliable. Sometimes he's so over the top with love, and other times he gets really angry and he uses a secret that you told him in confidence against you just to hurt you because he feels hurt and he wants to get even. Someone who truly, truly loves you doesn't get even. Someone who truly adores you isn't petty like that. And the Knight of Cups is still learning. So the one very real danger today is that you wake up feeling great. You remember all of the wonderful men in your life who have loved you and have cared for you, like your father, for instance, or any other for a friend, any other man who's been in your life who you really just have wonderful thoughts about. Today, this amazing guy comes into your life. He seems wonderful. He seems amazing. This is the literal interpretation. You are, wow, this guy's interested in me, fabulous. But he turns out to be completely unsuitable for you. Have you seen that show on Netflix called You? It's about this stalker guy, and the story is told from the perspective of the stalker. It's really creepy. And you meet someone who is not what he seems to be. Because the devil, in this case, is a good-looking guy, so is the Knight of Cups. But the concept of the devil is despair. That's what he stands for. Getting stuck and being chained and trapped to the physical body or the world or your work, or feeling financially like you have no choice and that's why you have to do certain things to survive. That is what the devil is. It's the desperation and it's fear. And that wolf is dressed in lamb's clothes today, possibly literally, as a wonderful man appearing in your life who you think is going to be your Prince Charming and who's going to love you and be wonderful, but he turns out to be totally unreliable. The metaphysical way, to look at this is that you feel good in the morning, therefore you simply assume that things are going to go the same way, things are going to be good, but you are faced with some sort of practical obstacle. The flight is cancelled, you have to be quarantined, some sort of flat tire, some sort of obstacle. You get demoted, all of that stuff. If that happens, then you have an opportunity to learn. You can either take those physical circumstances and say, oh, they've demoted me, I'm going to quit, and I'm so resentful, and I'm so angry, and how dare they, and I'm going to, look at how they've made me feel, I'm going to walk out. Or you have an opportunity to find a way to love yourself in that situation, and instead of being really angry and furious and going out for redemption and all of that stuff, you say, how can I get through this situation that's been presented to me today? And how can I love myself through that situation? So for instance, if you do get demoted from a job and you say, okay, I'm still doing the same amount of work now. They're saying because I'm not the top seller, I am going to receive 20% less as my salary. And that's what they're offering me. Makes me feel terrible. So what do I do now? I need the money. I have rent to pay. I need the money. But also my pride has really been injured by this demotion. And also, this is just an example, but also I genuinely feel that it was not warranted and that they're simply trying to save some money. And if you think about it that way, you say to yourself, you know what, the most loving thing to do is to not let these people put you down and to accept that you're making less money because you're not doing well. The most loving thing for me to do today is to walk out of that job and to find a job elsewhere. Or you may find that, you know, I've got so much on my plate already. I've just left my girlfriend. I've moved house. Now with the job situation as well, it's too much. And the most loving thing and the most nurturing thing I can do for myself is to accept this demotion for now. And yes, I don't feel good about it, but I'm going to settle these other things and then I'm going to address that. Either I'm going to improve the sales and convince everyone that I need to be on top, or I'm going to go somewhere else. So the cards are warning you today. They're saying that you are in a good place and you have been in a good place. And in February, you are going to be in a good place. This is the reading for the 1st of February, so I think that it's interesting for the first day, but I also think it gives us a taste of the month in general. We've got the romance here. Obviously, we've got Valentine's Day in February, so that makes sense. But we've got this the sense that we sometimes take for granted that certain people in our lives do love us, and that there is this authentic kind of love. And all of us who have experienced that are very lucky. Some people don't experience that from their parents, from friends, no, ever, from no one on the planet. So all of us who've felt that, we're going about our business, we see something glorious, and we're like, oh, what a great opportunity. I'm going to go for it. And it turns out to be something that doesn't work out, that's not reliable, and that was a waste of your time. Or you go into the day, everything's great, and there's some sort of problem, and you're like, oh, okay, this problem, I can deal with it. I can spend a few hours and I will learn about myself, that I can be patient and I can fix things. And once the computer is fixed, I'm really proud of it. Or the easiest way to love myself today is to accept that this is not the day for me to go on the computer. I'm going to put it down, turn it on again tomorrow, see if it works by itself. And that's the most loving way to be to myself. So be careful with men and women who come in and offer you love and romance in the world and who deliver very little. So use your common sense today and in February. Problems that you have, try and see them as opportunities that are going to help you grow as a person. And I can hear you groaning in the background saying, oh, great, more work. But you have the opportunity in February to once and for all become the King of Cups, to graduate by learning through the obstacles that are being thrown your way. Today and in February, you can cut the cords. You can get your power back, your soul back, so to speak. You can graduate to become the King of Cups, who is loving, who deals with problems with ease and grace. He never loses his composure. He does everything with love. If a problem like this would come up to the King of Cups, he would say, thank you, handsome man, but I can see right through you. And I can see that your heart is dark, and I see that you play with other people. So thank you for the offer, but no thank you. I would rather spend time with people I love. So the best way to make this a wonderful day is not to get hung up on the physical, practical side of things, the letter not arriving or having it out with your business partner and getting the contract right. Nah, don't do that. Instead, keep it light, spend time with people you love, and you will have a wonderful time. And there may be something that as a group that the best way to deal with this day is not to be alone. Because let's say the example I used earlier, if the announcement is made and you hear it and all your friends hear it as well, it immediately galvanizes them into action and it puts them on your side, doesn't it? So if you're out and about today walking and you suddenly get a phone call that you've been sacked, then you immediately tell everyone that you're hiking with, and by the end of the hike, it's fine. You realize that you'll overcome this. Everyone's got your back. You'll find another job. And that is growth. You realize today that you need other people to grow, that you're a spiritual being, and you don't just need a connection with the universe and God and yourself. We do need other people, and accept that. But we don't need them like a drug. That's the difference. We need them in the sense that we are love, and we need to share love with others so that we can receive love, so that we can be uninhibited and have proper soul-based relationships, which are completely from one heart to the next heart, from one heart to the next heart. There's no dishonesty, there's no complication, it's just pure love. And keep it light, focus on the spiritual side of people, see them as they really are, differentiate between who they are and their behavior, and learn from that and realize that you can love someone even if they've done something terrible. If that's the obstacle, you get the news that your son has messed up again and he's in prison. And you're like, oh, what do I do with this boy? And it helps you today by going through these situations. You really grow spiritually. So don't dismiss the day or try and avoid it. Go through it. You'll really grow a lot, and you'll grow a lot in the direction of love. And that's the best direction that you can grow in. So have a wonderful day. If you would like a personal reading with me, please go to gregoryscott.com to order your personal reading. I can answer any questions you may have in your personal readings. Anything as obscure as you have seen something since you were a little child and you want to know what that means, or what the angels have planned for you, or what the best place is to live, or what you should do for work. I can answer any of those questions. So gregoryscott.com. If you like the video, please hit the subscribe button and share this video online. That would be ever so helpful. Have a great day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.